Yo, what the heck is up, guys? It's your boy G-whiz.
It's your boy TdotBoogie.
All right, and today we're doing the picks. On the slate, we got week 6. Boogie, what are you thinking? Is it going to be a tough day of football? Where's your head at today?
I really thought the results last week, not remembering exactly what we did, I thought we did a lot of shit talking.
Yeah.
And it did not get backed up by the results on the field, but after looking at our record last week, we actually did pretty good still.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be another great week for football.
I agree. Well, what do you say? Let's go ahead and get started here.
Let's do it.
First up, 1 o'clock games. We have San Francisco at Atlanta. San Francisco -4. Woo!
Oh, bless you. Let's
Sorry.
go.
Looks like I'm allergic to Atlanta winning a game because I got San Francisco here. I'll take -4. I don't really know what Atlanta's doing right now. They got Drake London. Cordell Patterson was out last week. I don't really know. Wait,
we got what? What's up?
Oh no, go ahead.
I mean, we got one of the best signal callers in the NFL with Kyle Shanahan. We've got a team that's built for Kyle Shanahan. I don't know if Atlanta knows what it's doing right now. Marcus Mariota's showing cracks again. It's just this inconsistent play he's had ever since he entered the league in 2015. I wonder if this is the week. This has been the season of the backup quarterback. I wonder if this is the week where Desmond Ridder comes in. My boy from Cincinnati. Good old D. Ridder.
Yeah, man. I mean, we could possibly see that. I don't think that he looked particularly good whenever he was playing, generally. I mean, at Cincinnati, he looked okay, but against Alabama, an SEC team, he definitely got worked and couldn't really throw against a pro-style defense. However, hey, you know what, dude? I'm down to give everybody a chance. Kenny Pickett's finally playing again, so it's like, hell yeah. Here we go.
Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to take San Francisco all the way here.
I'll take San Francisco as well. I think, whether it's Marcus Mariota or Desmond Ridder, it's going to be a challenge for Atlanta to get anything going. Arthur Smith in his second year. Is he already on the hot seat? Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. No, I don't think so.
He's not Matt Rule,
Yeah, you know how I feel about this. We need to get away from the 2 years and done coaching mentalities, man. Like, you can't change a team in 2 years. It's not possible. You got to get in your own players. You got to draft at least 4 years. You got to get your system in place. So,
absolutely, we can't be so results driven. We have to be process driven, and to do that, we need to allow the process to occur.
I agree. All right, next 1 o'clock game, we've got New England at Cleveland. Cleveland -2.5.
It's a beautiful 60-degree day in Cleveland, Ohio at First Energy Stadium. Cloudy.
Yeah, I think notable outs. Looks like we have Mac Jones and Damian Harris are out. Looks like Denzel Ward is out for Cleveland. Joe Haig and Drew Forbes, the guard and offensive tackle, are out. I don't really know what role they play, if that's a big deal or not. But you can give me Nick Chubb on the ground for another 100+ yards. I'm going Cleveland -2.5. This seems like an easy Cleveland pick here. What do you think?
I am straight down the middle with you with Cleveland. Nick Chubb proving week in and week out that he is the best running back in the league, better than Derrick Henry. And Kevin Stefanski is the best run play caller in the NFL right now. New England, not particularly good against the run. So I figured this is going to be another double-barreled shotgun of Chubb and Hunt going directly down Bill Belichick's throat.
I agree. Bill Belichick always knows how to scheme up each week for who they're playing. But let me keep it real, man. Chubb's got it. I think 100+ yards. I think Kareem Hunt go ahead and throw another 50 on there and a touchdown. Cleveland's offensive line is just studly. That's going to be one hell of a matchup for us, the boys, as you know, team bias over here on Halloween here in a couple weeks.
Oh my God. Creepy.
But that's neither here nor there. Next up, we got the New York Jets at Green Bay. Green Bay minus 7.5.
The gorgeous 50-degree day in Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Looks like it's rainy, but I checked the weather, and it's actually just going to be partly cloudy with little chance of precipitation.
Yeah, I think, what we saw out of Green Bay last week in London was embarrassing, to say the least. Maybe that speaks more to who the New York Giants are right now. But I think that the Jets are playing at an awkwardly high level. Green Bay is not proving to me that they can really do anything. I mean, you lost to a Giants team. You have Adam Lazard, you have Randall Cobb, and you're still not making things work. I understand the loss of Devontae Adams was hard, but come on, man. What are we doing here? Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. I'll take Green Bay to win, but I'll take the Jets to cover. Boogie?
Okay. If Aaron Rodgers is going to show up each week quirked up on ayahuasca and whippets, he should be performing at a much higher level than he is currently.
Yeah.
It is wild to me. This Jets team, as it's currently constructed, hanging 40 on anybody is something I never could have anticipated. It's tough. Green Bay looks sloppy, and the New York Jets, they're an unexpected 3-2. They're 2-0 when they're away. You know what? I think I might make this a surprise pick this week. I think I might take the New York Jets to win this game. Green Bay looks like garbage. Aaron Rodgers continues to make excuse after excuse instead of putting up and making everybody else shut up. So if Zach Wilson wants to show that he can play with the big boys, he needs to bring it this week. And he needs to get a win against one of the, at this point, maybe not as premier, but one of the premier teams in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the Jets can definitely do it, man. I don't really know what they're doing right now, but, Garrett Wilson's having a hell of a year. It's going to be exciting to see if Zach Wilson can develop and become, worthy of that first round pick. We'll still is yet to be seen. We'll see. See what's going on there. Next, we have Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Indianapolis minus 1.5. See, they're in the dome today. I'm going to be honest with you, Boogie. Before you say anything, I don't know what either of these two teams are doing. Trevor Lawrence has looked like hot garbage the last 2 weeks. After starting off the year very, very strong. Last time these two teams played, I believe, like 2 weeks ago, which I think is really weird because we're only in week 6. Jacksonville absolutely shit on the Colts. Indianapolis is without their stud linebacker, Leonard. So I'm gonna take Jacksonville here. I think that they have a comeback game. It's been 2 weeks. We'll really see if Doug Peterson has his act together and is really getting their team in the direction they need to go.
I think Matt Ryan has fallen off an absolute cliff this season. I think he just doesn't have that. He doesn't have TB12 program. He doesn't have ayahuasca. He doesn't have the tools needed in order to put up a good performance this season. The man is like 38, 39 years old. He looks like a 3-legged tortoise out there whenever he has to run or scramble.
Oh, dude, it's embarrassing, man. He's averaging a fumble or more a game. He's averaging an interception a game. We're talking about someone who was on my sleepers list for fantasy football because I thought that given the weapons in especially with Jonathan Taylor on the ground, would actually open up a more relaxed offensive look for Matt Ryan. But he does not look comfortable. He does not look good. I don't really know what's going on with this Indy team. One I thought was actually going to do surprisingly well this year. So
I feel sorry for Frank Reich that he's had like what seems like 17 quarterbacks ever since he's gotten to Indianapolis. But unfortunately, this is another season that may be lost due to being a quarterback away. The rest of the roster is stacked top to bottom.
I think so.
Quite a few just, all pro caliber players every year. I think for today, the 1-2 punch of Etienne and Robinson will be able to take care of things with Darius Leonard out and not patrolling the center of that formation. Yeah, I'm taking Jacksonville as well to win this one.
Yeah, and I think that's a good pick. Now, this game could be like another Thursday night game with Denver, right? Awful. You're talking 12-9. It could end up being that kind of game. We'll see, man. Yeah, dude. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but so let's just move on before my brain explodes.
Let's do it.
Next game, we got Minnesota at Miami. Minnesota -3. And frankly, Boogie, I don't think that spread's big enough. What kind of weather we got down in Miami today?
We're sitting at 81 degrees, partly cloudy in Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida.
Wow. Okay. Well,
a hot one.
Yeah, it's going to be a hot one, especially for Justin Jefferson, who's probably going to have a $150 and 2 tuds. Look, here's the deal. You're talking about a Miami team that's coming in with their third string quarterback because Tua is not playing, and rightly so. Teddy Bridgewater is still out due to concussion protocol. So who do we got? We got like Thomas or Thompson or, could be Thomas the Tank Engine for all I care because it's not, because they're going to look like the little team that could. They're not going to, they think they can, especially with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, a really great receiving core. But at the end of the day, when you just don't have that air general back there to really distribute the ball effectively, I think Minnesota's going to run away with this one.
Unless Miami can find a way to put 40 shovel passes out there to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and just hope for the best. Just pull a real, breaking Madden kind of situation.
Yeah.
I don't see how they have a chance against the most surprising 4-1 team in the league, the Minnesota Vikings. Just so ordinary for so long, but they're taking their chance again this year.
They are. Good for them.
Yeah. I don't think a creative player quarterback is going to solve any of the problems that Miami's had over the past several weeks.
No.
Coach McDaniel.
That's unstuck. My apologies.
That's okay. No problem. Coach McDaniel proving yet again he's one of the funniest coaches in the league with his press conference where he started off saying, you know what? For a change, let's talk about the Minnesota Vikings this week and what they're doing. Funny guy.
Yeah, I like that. He's new head coach. I'm excited to see where he's going. He definitely had something going on, right? Before the huge concussions with Tagovailoa. I'm a big fan, man. It's going to be really interesting to see where this Miami team goes generally. Fins. Or something like
fins
that.
Up.
Yeah, fins up, dude. Something. All right, anyway. Next up.
Oh, before we move on, just one more thing.
Yeah. What's up?
I think it's tough that Miami has to play the optics so much because, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but it feels like Miami's being overly cautious about at least one of their quarterbacks coming out of the concussion protocol because of the optics of the situations of the past couple weeks. And it's tough that that Coach McDaniel has to be hobbled by that situation. But, that's also something that they brought on themselves.
I think that you are 100% correct. I think that as we saw in week 5, there has been a lot of roughing the passer calls that were highly questionable, in my opinion. There's been a lot more emphasis put on safety, whether consciously or subconsciously, by the NFL, by the referees. I don't know that it's necessarily good for our game, right? These guys get paid millions of dollars to, get hurt. right? It's the reality of the situation. It is enjoyable. It is entertainment, and we should protect, what makes our entity grow, right? Or our stars. But at the same time, we don't see boxers or UFC fighters in these kind of protocols. They also make millions of dollars to do what they do. So I feel like we have to find some sort of balance when it comes to this. And I think that because the NFL hasn't traditionally taken responsibility for what has happened to previous players, that it causes this sort of snowball effect where we start having the media shadow one side, the Players Association shadow one side, maybe an overcompensation, which will immediately turn into, in my opinion, an undercompensation later. And I don't know how long we're going to go, snapping back and forth before we find that nice middle ground. But it's just
it would help if the NFL could stop being so reactionary about these situations and instead be proactive about them.
I agree.
And understand that calling unnecessary roughing the passer penalties is not going to make players be more gentle with quarterbacks. It's just the problem is, what are defensive players supposed to do? They are doing their best to tackle these quarterbacks safely.
They look confused at this point. Whether it's a quarterback sliding and they don't know whether to hit him or not, defenseless receiver, like how do you coach these guys that we paid millions of dollars to, like, wow, you're a ball hawk. You attack the receiver or you attack the quarterback. Like, you do an incredible job, but just don't do too good of a job. But still go really hard, but just not too hard,
Come screaming through the line, but when it comes to the quarterback, make sure none of your body lands on him, even though you're full body tackling.
Yeah, dude, it's just you're running 15 miles an hour, you're 300 pounds, but don't stop your momentum. Come on. I don't know, man. It's just silly.
It is.
I don't know how we move past this as a league, but I really hope we do so, because I feel like the entertainment factor is getting a little odd. Games are still great. Touchdowns are going to be scored, but when we have these close games and all you remember from a game is, yep, that call is going to be it. Oh, it was that call. Sports should never be like that. It should be like, yo, that dude made a play. That guy.
Let him play.
Yeah, let him play. Yeah, exactly, man. So, all right. Anyway, let's get off of our. Let's step down from our podiums.
Our high horse. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
And all right, next game we got the boys. Back in NOLA. Cincinnati at New Orleans. This line has moved from 1.5 all the way to 3 for Cincinnati. Cincinnati -3.
And I wonder if the line moved because they found out that Andy Dalton was going to be playing quarterback for the not for the Cincinnati Bengals anymore, but
thank God. No. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It very well could be that. Listen, right now Andy Dalton is looking better than Jameis. Don't attack me, New Orleans fans, but just hear me out, right? It just looks a little more consistent. Like Jameis, yeah, he's got those big plays, especially with Michael Thomas. He is the guy that you want, but I don't know, man. Andy Dalton's been driving the ball. He's been making the right reads. He's been making the right throws. Chris Olave is really playing out of his mind. Rookie receiver. He's hitting Kamara on checkdowns, 6 receptions for 90-something yards. I think he's making the right choice. And Jameis Winston, in my opinion, historically, has just, loved to throw interceptions, which, we'll probably see Andy Dalton do on the first or second drive of this game. Hopefully Awuzie will actually catch one. I think that Von Bell, is going to catch one. We're talking about
continue his streak.
Yeah, and listen, this is just me bragging about the Bengals, but we're talking about a Bengals defense that has more interceptions than passing touchdowns allowed. So
they don't allow passing touchdowns in the second half.
at all.
And Andy Dalton doesn't throw passing touchdowns
in the second half,
as we know.
Especially when the game's on the line. I mean, look, man, I'm excited. I'm going to take Cincinnati all the way here for obvious bias reasons. I think it's going to be a great game. If we cannot get the run game going, it's going to be tough, man. Every team in the league is playing us with too high safety. That is not who the Saints are. They put Lattimore on the outside to guard our best receiver, Jamar Chase. I think Chase beats him in a lot of one-to-ones today. And hopefully we'll get his game going. I mean, you mentioned T. Higgins is in, correct?
T. Higgins is in, and I think Chris Olave is out. Don't quote me on that, though.
Okay. I know that I saw questionable earlier. If Olave's out, I mean, Cincinnati's going to run away with this game. If Higgins does play today, you're going to see a big game out of Higgins. I feel like had he played last week against Baltimore, we would have had 24, 30 points. He is that big of a difference maker. Yes. Especially when they can't double and triple Jamar Chase the entire game. Hayden Hurst is starting to have a breakout. I'm just really excited for this Bengals team.
Yeah, I think this is a get right game, obviously, for Cincinnati. Been kind of slipping ever since being AFC champions last year.
Yeah.
So organizationally, the New Orleans Saints have favored passers who can reach a 70% completion rate. Andy Dalton has nearly cleared that mark over the season. He's doing it cheaply through a lot of checkdowns and things of that nature. But as we both know so very well, the Andy Dalton first drive interception or pick six is a patented technique of his. With any luck, we'll get one of those today, get on top early, and never let off the gas. If T. Higgins is in, like you said, there'll be a lot more one-on-one opportunities for Jamar Chase over the top. There'll be opportunities across the board for everybody. We can get a little bit, if we can get a little bit creative and hit on some of those trick plays we weren't able to hit on last week. This is going to be an absolute drubbing of the New Orleans Saints.
I agree. Hopefully no Philly special. We'll see.
Well, and hopefully no Cam Jordan screaming around the edge 40 times this game.
That will happen. Jonah Williams is out, so that will happen.
You hate to hear it.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why this line has been moving in Las Vegas this week.
Exactly. I think so. Next up, we got Baltimore at New York Giants. Baltimore minus 5.5? Seems a little rich for my blood.
Does seem that way, doesn't it? But Lamar Jackson with the third most passing touchdowns in the NFL. Running back who?
Yeah, but Lamar Jackson, the guy that missed 3 open touchdowns just a week ago, Bateman has to play today. Otherwise, I don't know. This New York Giants team, man,
playing out of their minds.
Yeah, I'm gonna take
go ahead.
Baltimore to win. I'm gonna take the Giants to cover. Back. BAK. New York Giants fun. NYGF.
That's right. The New York Giants are fun this year. I take back my remark about the Minnesota Vikings being the most surprising 4-1 team. These New York Giants, or these East Rutherford, New Jersey Giants, are doing a beautiful thing this year. Brian Dave obviously deserved a head coaching job a lot earlier than he got one. And he got one with a franchise that was looking like it was going to start cratering into poverty franchise territory. But they've turned the ship around this year. Honestly, I just don't know much about this Giants team, but if they can run as angry as the Baltimore Ravens ran angry against the Cincinnati Bengals last week, they have a real chance of winning this game. The Ravens have fumbled away so many sure wins over the past several weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I think
that's an AFC North thing because the Bengals love to do that too. Talking about literally we've lost by a combined 17 points over 5 weeks. That's just what? We're a field goal away from being 5-0, right? So the Baltimore Ravens are doing the same shit. They love to lose on a late game field goal or a late game touchdown. So we'll see. Who you
I
got?
think this is. I think this is the Giants' game. I think this is their statement game. This is how they show to the world that this 4-1 isn't hollow. So I'm going to take the New York Giants to win this game and to cover, obviously.
Okay, excellent. Man, I hope so. We need the Ravens to lose.
I would love that.
So, all right, last of our 1 o'clock games, we've got Tampa Bay at Pittsburgh. Tampa Bay minus 9.5.
It is a crisp 58 degrees and 9.5. I know, but apparently Mike Evans and the whole receiving core is back. So Tom Brady, with that entire receiving core, has been number 1 in the NFL for yards per attempt. Any/A, like he's been nasty with his entire receiving core in hand.
All right.
And last week, you're looking around suspiciously. What you got to say?
I am. Because a lot about this is suspicious. 9.5 in a men's league, too much. We've seen it week in, week out. I mean, I'll take Tampa Bay to win because Pittsburgh is. They're
tough to watch.
Yeah, they're Pittsburgh right now. But I think as Pickett and Pickens get going, dude, we're gonna see some magic. Okay. So yeah, give me Tampa Bay.
All right.
Give me Pittsburgh to cover, though. It's too much, man. This defense is very, very good. We need to stop pretending like because they can't score points on offense, the defense can't score points. Because they're very able to. I think if, they get in there and they sack Tom Brady and, get him uncomfortable, that we could see a closer game than anticipated.
Absolutely. Tom Brady's being extremely inefficient as far as his the way he's distributing the ball. He had to throw the ball 52 times in order to make it to 350 yards last week.
That's crazy.
But his impending divorce is doing nothing to take the touch off of his balls. So pause. I'm going to go ahead and take Tampa Bay to cover this week. I think this could easily be this week's 38-3 game. Pittsburgh looks like they're a little bit lost right now. And without the All-Pro and Defensive Player of the Year, TJ Watt, Pittsburgh, I don't think, just has the bite in order to combat Tampa Bay.
Okay. Hell yeah. Heard that. First of our 4 o'clock games, East Coast time, we have Carolina at Los Angeles Rams. The Rams. Minus 10. Again, too many points for me. Carolina just fired their head coach. This is a classic fired head coach game. We saw it with Las Vegas. Baker Mayfield's out, though. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds important, right? With this, with this team. I don't know.
Does that mean Sam Darnold's in? Oh, boy.
Dude, you know what? Give me Carolina to cover. Give me the Rams to win. Give me Carolina to cover, though. I think this game is going to be awkwardly close. Man, sorry, I got some allergies going on. I really don't know that the Rams are going to, blow it out of the water. They have no run game. Their offensive line's still banged up. I just don't know what they're doing, Boogie. So, what do you think?
It's tough. It looks like the Rams also have a Super Bowl hangover this year, as well as the Bengals. But
yeah,
even for a poverty franchise like Carolina, which took one step away from being a poverty franchise by finally letting Matt Rule go back to the college ranks, the only of my predictions last week that I actually feel good about this week. The Los Angeles Rams, I think this is when you have an opportunity to snatch a win away from a team that's been in disarray for the past several weeks, you got to take it. However, you are correct. There is an undue effect that teams have after they fire their head coach. So I will agree with you. The Los Angeles Rams do need to win this one, but I don't think they can win by 11 points or more. That seems especially against a team that might be rejuvenated by the firing of their head coach. It is so tough because if Sam Darnold is out there, I will probably be eating my words by 4:15.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, man. Everybody's playing for their job, though, right? So I feel like they're going to play a lot harder this week. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Arizona at Seattle. Arizona -2.5. I'll go ahead and say this: give me Seattle. No D-Hop. Seattle's the number one offense in the league right now. They're scoring like 30-plus points a game. Geno Smith looks great. Rashad Penny's running just down the throats of every defense. I just, like, what? Huh? Like, what the hell's going on here with the Seattle team? Give me Seattle both times.
First of all, are you doubting my team?
Yeah, 100%.
As you should. They look like garbage right now. Geno Smith looks like he's having a career renaissance out here.
It's wild.
I don't know why Seattle isn't favored against Arizona, maybe because of the bad result last week, but for the sake of Kyler Murray, we have a little bit more time before Call of Duty gets formally released to the market.
October
so I believe in
28th.
October 20th. Why is it so early? This team's going to suck afterward.
Because
right now.
Yeah, this is just a video game thing for Boogie and I, but I'll just give you some insight here. Ragnarok comes out the first week ish of November, so Call of Duty decided to move theirs up as to not have any competition. They've been known to do this in the past, but I'll let you continue.
I mean, they make $1 billion a year off this video game franchise, so I'm not gonna doubt their moves, but it's just inconvenient for me and the team that I root for in the NFC. But I will take Arizona to win this game and to cover.
They have
tough.
to, though, right? Like they have
to. What I'm really hoping for is that that group of Isaiah Simmons and Zaven Collins in the middle are able to be able to get some silly picks off of Geno's proclivity for those, and put Arizona in a position where they have a short field where Cliff can just kind of tell Kyler to do whatever he wants and not make any good well-designed play calls or anything like that. I mean, why do you need well-designed plays in the NFL? Honestly, you just let your 5'8" quarterback run around like a toddler who's stolen a cell phone from their parent.
Yeah, exactly.
Something bad happens.
Yeah, it's embarrassing to say the least, man. I don't know what Arizona's doing. We'll see, bro. They're just such a question mark for me. So much so that I feel like the Riddler. But
it's tough because as soon as D-Hop should have been back by now, because by the time D-Hop gets back, this season's going to be in the fucking toilet, and there's just going to be no reason for him to play because why go ahead and get 1,000 yards in the last 10 games for a team that's going to peter out by the first week of November? It's tough.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at the NFC West, I think that they should keep playing. Like, they really got a chance. I mean, like San Francisco, what? Arizona, you got. Wow, thanks, Brain. You really failed me.
If they can win this head-to-head versus
the Rams,
the Seahawks, that puts them.
Were confusing.
There's a chance they could get to 1 or 2 in this. I was about to say conference, in this division, as it is currently. But man, is that going to be enough to get out of a tough NFC? Not sure.
Yeah,
not sure.
Not really sure myself.
Especially with the NFC East looking like absolute juggernauts this year.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Let's wait to see until they face actually good teams, he says, remembering that let's beat his Bengals, but I digress. Let's talk about the marquee matchup this weekend. Buffalo at Kansas City, AFC semis rematch. Buffalo -2.5.
It's a 68 in Kansas City, and this is probably going to be the pre-match of a playoff game, possibly the AFC Championship this year.
Yeah, we thought the same thing about Buffalo and Miami, so I'm going to err on the side of caution here. Give me Kansas City here. I know that sounds crazy, but the Bengals need Buffalo to lose. Kansas City doesn't necessarily need to win, right? I mean, they're going to be a juggernaut, but I feel like playing for seeding later in the year. This is a game that Buffalo has every, you don't, because I'm just saying, Buffalo has every opportunity here to win, right? I feel like they have the better team, but Kansas City is playing very, very well right now. Even as we saw against a really great defense in Tampa Bay. So I'm going to take Kansas City.
All right.
Both times.
I'm not going to do any high level analysis because I'm, again, I was, as I told you earlier, I was in my Telfar bag last week. Right now I'm in my maybe Gucci bag or maybe a Kroger grocery bag right now. But I believe that Buffalo and Kansas City are, two of the strongest teams in the AFC, maybe two of the strongest teams in the league. I think they're pretty evenly matched right now. And in that case, Buffalo minus 2.5, that's a little too rich for my taste. I'll go ahead and take Kansas City in the points in order to just strategize that way. That's all I've got.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, looks like we're on to Sunday Night Football. Dallas at Philadelphia. Philadelphia minus 6.5.
It's a beautiful 59 degrees at the link, and it's completely moony, according to ESPN.com.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Look, Dallas is playing absolutely incredible. Their defense is playing out of their mind. They're letting Cooper Rush, a perennial backup, go. Were they 4-1 right now? And this is a divisional game. I'll take Philadelphia to win, but I'll take Dallas to cover. I think that
smart philosophy.
Philadelphia is just playing okay. These past couple of weeks, especially what we saw against Jacksonville. They were +5 in the turnover margin and still only won by like 6 or 7 points. You're talking about a Dallas team that, their defense is really just playing out of their minds right now. I think they will be able to stop Jalen Hurts a little bit, but they haven't really played a super mobile quarterback, in my opinion.
Taking the words right out of my mouth. Dallas is able to allow Cooper Rush to throw only 19 or so times a game for 190 yards. But I'm not sure. Dallas is going to be really tested by Jalen Hurts' dual threat capabilities. He's shown he's more than just Justin Fields in this league. And I think the combination of Miles Sanders out there, I think A.J. Brown, I think that's going to give Philadelphia a commanding lead. I am going to, again, break my rule as far as in division rivalry games. I'm going to give it to Philadelphia twice. There's something magical in the air in Philadelphia. The Phillies are, despite looking like garbage first half of the season, are well on their way to the World Series. There's magic happening in Philadelphia, and I still firmly believe this might be the Eagles' year once again.
Okay. Hell yeah. Very, very well spoken. I agree. All right, man. Now we've got the snooze fest matchup of the week. We've got Monday Night Football, Denver at Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers minus 4.5.
We just keep getting Russell Wilson, don't we? It's going to be a beautiful 72 degrees in SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California.
Dude, Russell Wilson is terrible. I don't know how many times I've said that personally on this show 2 weeks in a row. This guy is hot garbage. I don't know why we keep like pretending like he's going to be good. Now supposedly he's got a torn tendon in his throwing shoulder. That's why he's been so bad. I don't think so. Look at the tape. It's not his throws. It's his decision making. Your torn shoulder doesn't affect the way your brain works.
No.
Give me Chargers. And frankly, I feel like this should be by more. Denver has an incredible defense. They have weapons all over the field on offense. If they could just get a quarterback not named Russell Wilson, the Broncos would be an incredible team again. But I just can't get over the Russell Wilson effect, man. I don't like him personally. I thought he was just okay in Seattle. He really rode his defense to a couple Super Bowls, throwing to Tyler Lockett all the time. As we see, he only throws to Cortland Sutton. That's why he got picked off twice, because he can't see Jerry Jeudy being wide open all the time. But whatever, man. I'm just complaining.
I think the bigger story in this game is the fact that the Los Angeles Rams play at SoFi Stadium at 4:05. And then the Chargers play on Monday Night Football. Oh, never mind. That's not a story at all.
Yeah,
all right,
I mean,
we're just
it's
going
a
to go
different
ahead.
day. Wow, more than 24 hours apart. That's crazy.
Yeah, I got myself confused. I thought they were on Sunday Night Football, and that was going to be like, what? How the fuck are you doing a 5-minute turnaround on a stadium?
Just while they're practicing. Excuse me, guys. I got to paint. I got to paint here.
They just put NFL in both end zones, so they don't have to repaint it.
Yeah,
God.
like it's fucking Tecmo Bowl. That'd be funny.
Well, yes, Justin Herbert's one of the best passers in the league. They got Austin Eckler out there doing Austin Eckler things. I mean, yeah. Denver looks like garbage. The sheriff put a curse on Denver after he, retired after that beautiful Super Bowl where he didn't do jack shit. And he's made Denver quarterbacks do jack shit ever since by that just aura around him. So
yeah,
I'll take the Chargers as well. I'm not gonna fuck around on that.
Hell yeah. Well, it seems as though last but not least we got our props here. Cincinnati's going back to New Orleans, so my prop this week is going to be LSU receivers. I'm talking Justin Jefferson. All right, anyway, I'm talking Justin Jefferson. I'm talking Jamar Chase. A lot of J's are going to have a combined 300 yards and 3 touchdowns between them. It's my call. It just feels like that kind of day.
300 TDs is not it.
Could you imagine? Yeah, yes, 300 touchdowns.
Just another fumble dimension day for JJ and Jamar. Oh boy, I didn't think about a prop at all before we got on the call here.
I didn't either. I just kind of, it came to me organically.
It's kind of fired one off, huh? Well, for the Baltimore New England Giants, that's what I was going to call them, the New England Giants. Let's try again. Baltimore and the East Rutherford, New Jersey Giants. I think we're going to have quite a day. What would be a good amount? What's a good amount of rushing yards, and how much more do I think that those two teams are going to have? Total rushing in a game. I think that they're going to have combined 350 plus yards of rushing between the two teams today. Does that sound reasonable to you? I mean, do I need to bump that up?
Sounds like a lot, but I think it's easily doable. Lamar Jackson's probably going to have 100 on the ground. J.K. Dobbins will probably have close to 100. And then really you just need Saquon and whoever they're going to throw the fucking pitch.
Danny Dimes.
Yeah, the pitch option to,
Absolutely.
I think that's a good call, man. It's a good bet, in my opinion. Good prop.
Yeah. Thanks. Baltimore, NYG.
F.
Total. It's NYGF. The fun guys. The fun guys of the fun Giants. They're having some giant fun. Total rushing. 300 plus. Perfect.
All right. Hell yeah. Man, great picks today, T. I'm really excited. We got football starting in like 20 minutes. Make sure your fantasy lineup is set.
Oh my God, same to you.
Not already. Yeah. I need to do that as well.
just some advice for the people out there. I don't know if I've said this before. I'm gonna say it again. Do not put the Thursday night player on your team into the flex slot unless you just really want to fuck yourself over. That's my mistake this week. I got David Montgomery in there. He didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
So looks like I'm going 3-3 in that league this week from a 3-2 record this week.
Yeah, we'll see.
We
shall see. So, all right. Hey, from one too dope bro to another. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day, man. It's been real. Last words for you, T?
Yeah, everybody just have a great Sunday. Stay wise, healthy, and happy.
Hell yeah. Well, yo, guys, you already know what the deal is. Y'all have a great day. Peace.
Peace.